Hey everyone, welcome to episode 5 of the Overgrown Manga Podcast. My name is Ink.
My name's Industries Mangoes.
And it's your boy, OneGreatMangaWar. Nice to have you here, my champs.
Alright, so for today's episode, we're going to be talking about the different ways to read manga. Alright, so I guess for me, I usually stick to like the whole digital thing, even though I guess I prefer like the physical copy, but each one like is really has its benefits. Like
Yeah,
for example, with like the digital, like let's say that I'm like out somewhere, like to a doctor's appointment, or this out like this doing errands, and I'm like just waiting in line. I can just easily pick up my phone, go to like my little website or app, and then just choose a a different manga to read, which I think is like pretty awesome.
yeah,
That's actually how I found out about like um different series that I enjoy right now, like Stars or Spy X Family or what else? Crap, it's like one that I'm reading right now, and
yeah.
I
I'm reading a
forgot the
few
name of
digitally.
it.
I find it really interesting that you can just like have your phone in your pocket, that you can text people on phone people, watch YouTube, but you can also read pretty much any manga. So you've got like a whole manga collection on your phone, and you might not like it as much, but it really isn't that different. So you've basically got like a whole manga collection on your phone, which I find so interesting. Really, it kind of just like blows my mind.
Oh
How you?
yeah, okay, so I finally remember the name of it. It's Soulless in the Cage. So
Oh,
yeah,
I've heard that one before.
yeah. I think how many chapters of that is there?
I know it's short. I think it's like 18
Yeah.
chapters, because from what I remember, like the author was on hiatus,
Uh huh.
but I think that they came back and manga it's on the manga plus app. So that's how I found out about Soulless in the Cage and Abyss Rage, or Rage in Abyss, or something like that.
I haven't heard about that one.
Okay,
Heard
so
about Made in Abyss.
no, it's okay. So Abyss Rage. Let me go to the app real quick, because if you like the whole martial arts thing, then you might. Okay, so it's Abyss Rage. So what that one is about is you have like this deaf martial artist who uses echolocation to figure out like where his opponents are. So it's like if you like enjoy fighting and stuff like that, then just definitely just check that one out.
Yeah. That. It's just I find it not as always as good as reading physical, because it's just so nice to have a volume and have like a physical collection. But then digital, I also, when I read a manga digitally, I also feel quite I don't know, like accomplished as well. I feel I kind of yeah. I feel that because I still get the same feeling. I do really enjoy it, because it's not always about like having the book, just about reading it, the story, and like enjoying the art, things like that. And I know you don't always get the same experience from a screen, but it's still really good. And things like the Shonen Jump app is like so accessible. It's only $1.99 a month. I know some people can't afford that, but you can still get the first chapters and the last chapters for free on that app. And then there's other apps and websites that are completely free. I'm not saying read scans. There's but there
Police
But
officer has like his piece of paper. He's like, okay. What's the
Yeah.
website name?
just like
Always
it's
he is endorsing to these fans everyone.
no,
Yes.
I definitely
Cancel him.
I,
Cancel him.
I'm not a big reader of scans, but if you read scans,
Disgusting human being.
if you read scans, I'm really not going to judge you if you read scans. I don't really read scans, but there's a lot of people that might get annoyed at me for this. But you know, I feel like some people aren't in the same financial I've forgotten the word. Financial financial state situation, yes, as like maybe as you are. Some people are, like I'm referring to you as whoever's watching, like if they don't read scans and they use the app. So if you do use the Shonen Jump app and you pay for it, and you think that if anybody that reads scans is like horrible, they should be cancelled. I think that if they, not everybody can afford to read physically. So if you really like manga and all you can afford is to read digitally, that I think to read scans, I think just go for it. It's not a really big deal. I don't know if you would agree with me on this, but I feel like people shouldn't not be able to read manga because of money. I think it shouldn't be stopping somebody from not being able to access manga.
In all honesty, I've read scans. I know, crucify me, cancel me, but like, I'm still working on like my 30-day manga challenge. It's become like a 3-month thing, but like, originally it was a 30-day manga challenge where I would just read, books I thought were interesting. And I don't have the money to spend $300+ on books that I might sort of like, right? I don't.
Yeah.
No, it's not worth it, right? So like, I read them online, and because of that, I found some new series that I really, really enjoy, and have purchased the legal versions of, or I plan to purchase the legal versions of. Like for example, Nagatoro. I read the first 2 volumes online, and I hate reading online. Despise it with a passion. But for me to read a book online, 2 volumes of it, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. And then I bought the books, and I read all the books in one night, and it was just, it was great.
Yeah,
I definitely suggest reading scanlations. I'm gonna endorse it. I'm not. No, hold on, police officer. I'm sorry. I mean, you can if you want to, but just think of the moral dilemma of you reading a book online. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Scanlations are awful. Don't read scanlations. They're disgusting.
Well,
pieces of trash.
I've already said it, but like, I feel like you shouldn't be horrible to the people. Cause just think how much, if you're watching this and you like manga, how much you like manga, and just think something happened and you can't pay for this, even the $1.99 a month, you just can't pay for that. Because I used to know somebody that just they couldn't buy manga, and then they couldn't pay for the Shonen Jump app. Like, they weren't like couldn't afford money or any food or anything, but they didn't have enough money that they could go spending things on like the Shonen Jump app, and they loved manga.
Miserable stuff, right? Like just fun stuff, and like they only had enough for like the necessary stuff.
Yeah, like their house, food, stuff like that. So, and this, I feel like if you're in this situation, because I know they absolutely loved manga, and they read pretty much all the manga in the library, because I used to see them all the time there. I'd chat to them, but I do know for a fact that they read scans, and that's because they're not in the financial situation to go out and spend in a month like £100 or something like that. Maybe to get a box in a few volumes, or even just like £30. It does add up. If you're just buying a couple volumes, maybe just 1 volume a week. If some people can't afford that, I feel like reading scans the money should not stop them from like enjoying things that they love, unless it's something really bad.
Sure. Buying MSRP 1 volume a week is like brutal. I wouldn't recommend that.
But
that's why, like, on my channel, I always like try to say, hey, you can buy manga for like $2.50 if you look hard enough.
Yeah.
That there are cheap options. Please do not pay MSRP for manga. It's not worth it in the slightest. With comic books, don't pay
Yeah.
me for comic books, but yeah.
As I just realised I was talking about scans. I do not really read scans personally. I might have said I do. I used to read a tiny bit of scans, but now mostly I don't.
How could you?
But you know, when you mentioned
Yeah.
Cancel him.
when you mentioned comics one, I've been chatting to a lot of the people in my server and stuff, and not just my server, in other servers, so the manga community, and I've been asking them for comic recommendations, things like their favorite comics, and a lot of them like said things like the most obvious ones that like most manga readers would have read. Do you know what I mean?
What?
Oh, I can't remember. Like, is it Invincibles?
Spider-Man.
Sandman, yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, what's the other ones Dice was talking about?
Sandman, Animal Man?
Stuff like that. They haven't read anything else except the really popular ones. I understand Dice's point now. Like, a lot of the manga community really just haven't read many comics, and that's not a problem. I just feel like, well, it's also the same about the comic community. A lot of them haven't read much manga, if any. So, and this is completely off topic. I was just noticing that a lot of them, there's not much. There's a lot of what's the word? Oh, there's a lot of crossover between them, but then there's also a lot where it doesn't. It's two completely separate communities.
I feel like it's because, like I said in that video, was like both of them have very distinct type of like morals and stuff.
Yeah.
So like some people read like one, you're like, oh, this is great, and they read the other and like, oh, this is great, but like I'm not like all into like their like the moral stuff and stuff like that. So, like Ines was saying, I've said this in the last video, but like people, there's a very distinct difference in like the type of ways they do comic books and manga. Like they have a different type of like, I'm trying to think of the word again. It's like
taste.
No, not taste, but like values. There we go, like different values, right?
Oh, yeah.
For me, like comic books have a really like building worlds. Like they'll like plot dump you worlds. Like unlike One Piece, like slowly brings you in. Like comic books just don't sit you there and then like, all right, here's a thing of text and this is the world. And if you're into that, that's awesome. But like the Power Rangers are a graphic novel, I'm having a really hard time reading it because like it's so much into like how does this work in the story, right? We have to make it seem realistic, right? And with all this like space jargon, I'm just like, I don't really care about that, Just say, oh, we have this machine that turns this thing on, and then more Power Rangers come out of it, Just, it doesn't need to be complicated. But some people may enjoy that part, like having the world so very distinctly, knowing like each part of something, like, oh, this is how this works in this world. Some people may be like, I love this, right? But for me, I'm just like, I really don't care. Just like, get me to the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to know how the rudders work on like the merry-go, right? Like, that's not. I don't need that. Sometimes you'll get series that don't do that. Like Ultimate Spider-Man. I always go with that one as like Ultimate Spider-Man's like the ultimate way to start reading comic books.
Yeah.
Because one, stupidly cheap. Like I could find majority of the comic book issues for like 50 cents, like easily, line. And it's just really solid. It's I mean that's it. It doesn't like do like the whole jargon, and that's when a comic book. That's one thing I hate about comic books sometimes is like the jargon. It's just a little too much.
Inks, have you read many comics? Like it's.
I used to. Like the last comic I remember reading was like this. This Hawkman comic about where he tries to find out about his past lives, and that was very honestly the last comic I really enjoyed reading. But as of right now, most of my reading list is either webtoons or manga at this point.
Yeah.
No.
Also, I might get back into comics then. If I can
I definitely recommend it, and anybody that's watching this that hasn't read a comic or hasn't really got into world of comics, like if you have a local comic shop and you're in like the right situation, or it's not, it doesn't like put you in danger or something, because I don't know what I'm saying, but if you can go to this comic shop or just even get a comic, I really recommend it, because I think as like this is what Dice says rough kind of, and I never really got it till recently, but I really understand that these two communities should like merge, and we should get more comic readers to read manga, more manga readers to read comics, because they're both amazing. What's the word? I've lost my train of thought. They're most amazing. It's like it's form. Most amazing. They're both amazing. I've forgotten the word. They're both amazing. So formats. They're both amazing formats. That's the word. So getting them to mix together the communities and just becoming one big community, like where I could talk to anybody in the manga community about comics and manga, same with the comic community, because I think that would be really great.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I kind of want to make a video just talking about Simpsons comics. Nope, I don't think anybody would be interested, but I just
do it. I'd watch it. And plus, like, nobody talks about the Simpsons comics. Like, it'd be awesome.
There's probably a reason for that.
No, there isn't a reason.
Anyway, do you want to get into your I can't even remember what we're calling it.
Just talking about other ways to buy manga.
Yeah, do you want to, read manga, things like that.
Before I jump into it, I want to say Inks did bring up a good point talking about webtoons. Webtoons are completely free, and oftentimes their manhwa, manga, and stuff like that are exclusive to the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And only the like super popular ones get like physically released. For example, Solo Leveling, fantastic series, and it got a physical release.
Awesome. Did One Punch Man not start off as like a?
Did One Punch Man did indeed start as a webcomic. Same with Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah.
And that one got published in its original form. I'm trying to think of other ones. Then Shonen Jump has their own online webtoon type of thing now.
Wait, do they?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Shonen Plus, I believe, or something like that.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Kayak Family and Sakamoto Days and Kaiju 8 are on.
Yeah, I think you can get a Sakamoto
Days.
Days.
Man sequel.
I think you can get a Sakamoto Days on the Shonen Jump app.
I still need to read it. Like, I so badly want to read Chainsaw Man, but like,
yeah,
it's out of stock everywhere, and it's like once it gets in stock, I'm just buying them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? See if you see it in stock, I think I definitely recommend getting it. I haven't read it, but I've read a bit of it, and it was so good. I need to get more of it. I need to get it all.
Like, for me, there's like certain things in a series that I like, and one of them's like extreme violence, like just like mindless violence, like something like that, where like it's like very grotesque type of like violence. Like, for me, like Black Lagoon, Hellsing, Battle Royale, and hopefully Chainsaw Man. Like, I like that type of like more mature type of violence, and I eat that stuff up for like breakfast.
Talking about that, I mentioned it in a few other episodes, and I am taking people's recommendations into consideration, and I'm having a look at them online, possibly buying them. But I really want to find the scariest manga, like one, not like a one that's scary because of violence, like one that's like terrifying, like a horror film, like really scary. I've had some recommendations in the comments of the other videos, and I am checking them out. Like, I'm pretty sure my name's Doofy gave me a few recommendations, and I'm going to check them. Check them out.
When Doofy said that it makes Battle Royale look like Child's Play, I was like, how much worse can manga get than Battle Royale? I was like,
but I'm not looking for like really like violent scary. I'm looking for just like terrifying. Like, I don't know. I really, cause I don't know why, but I have read some horror manga, but I want to find like how scary can a manga be? You know what I'm saying?
It'd be a cool video if you make one like the search for the scariest manga or something.
Yeah, I might make that a series, and I might do like I might buy loads of different horror series and then read them and then review them, and then I might at the end, once I've tried out all the ones I can find, do a tier list, see which one was the scariest, rank them.
That'd be cool. That'd be a really cool video.
One sec, let me just write that down.
Write that down. Write that down.
I want to see that now. I just like want to see Enos just go on like this epic journey just to find the most terrifying manga out there.
No, I just come back after a few episodes, and I'm just like I think I found it. I don't know, cause I'm just so terrified.
He just like comes back like a couple episodes later, like a completely different person. He's just like he's
Yeah,
having to check his shoulder and stuff. But
this is now white.
Yeah, every light in the house.
I know Ink said like they like a lot more mature stuff. Do you know anything that would like fit that horror stuff for Innes?
Huh. I haven't like read any horror stuff in a while.
Hmm.
But even then, most horror stuff really doesn't terrify me. Actually, I don't know why, but I find it kind of funny.
Yeah, this stuff. That's the thing. The horror stuff that I've read hasn't scared me. I've read horror stuff digitally, which is why I'm on the search for like the scariest thing. I want something that really will scare me. So if you've got any manga that really scared you or you think will scare me, please like tell me in the comment or something. I'll read it and take it into consideration.
The one manga that did terrify me was Good Night Moon, but that was more of a psychological level in which I kind of deeply connected to the main character, and that just made me realize, okay, yeah, I need to do something about this. This is kind of terrifying with it. I'm just about to put this down for like a few seconds.
And I'm guessing you're going for like scary and not like psychologically terrifying in this, but like if you want psychologically like terrifying, where like you look at yourself in the mirror like after you read it, Poon Poon's definitely.
Yeah, that's not the.
That series.
I'm looking for more.
I'm talking about it right now, like my eyes are watering just thinking about it, like bro.
Yeah.
I haven't read it, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about. So, but when I do read it, I will get back to you.
It changes you, but I need to buy the rest of the series though. I've read the first volume, and I was already like, holy crap! Like I couldn't imagine like what the rest of the series is like. Oh my word.
Anyway, so Manga War.
Yeah, I got completely sidetracked talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
Personal favorite way to get manga outside of getting it, like purchasing it, is with the library.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't like me shilling out libraries because I work at one now, but like me, libraries are just freaking amazing. Especially if you get one that like has a whole manga like collection that's like stupidly large. In not my local town, but the one right beside me, about an hour away, had a library that was like the manga library was like the size of like a wall, just all manga, and like it was beautiful.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I might actually cry.
You know, like I was bowing down and like kissing the toes of like whoever was there, but it was really freaking great. And the best part about it was free. You know, I could just pick up like a whole series and just read it in one go, and not like have to worry about like, oh, if my next paycheck's coming in or not. You know, oh, am I gonna be able to like have more stuff to read when I get paid? You know, and it's like, no, you just read it. You know, you don't have to like to worry about that. And that's freaking awesome, and I love that. That's how I started reading Attack on Titan originally, One Punch Man, and continued reading Bleach for a short period of time. But yeah, go to your local libraries, guys. They're there for a reason, and you can oftentimes meet like-minded people there, which they can like help you connect and meet more people. Like, oh my word, guys! If you wanna, okay, I'm not gonna get into that TikTok tangent, but like, if you go to like a library and you see some dude like looking at the collection of manga, just go hit up and talk to them, because guess what? They're pretty much exactly like you, and they're gonna be excited to hear that there's another guy who loves manga as much as you do.
There's like a community of manga readers in my local library. So it was quite small, but then I started noticing other people coming, and I help out in my local library quite a lot. You know, I can help rearrange stuff and give recommendations for new orders and stuff. because I really enjoyed that. And I noticed these people coming in, they didn't have anything to read. They didn't know what to read. So I went up to them, I spoke to them. I was like, I recommend some manga. I mostly pointed most of them into the direction of Tokyo Ghoul, which is because that was my first series, and I loved it. Although these two people I did tell to read Fairy Tail. This was before I'd really got into it, because I kind of knew them. I kind of knew them. I was like, read this.
How did they hurt you, man? How did they hurt you? Did
And
they
then
kick your puppy or something?
one of them is now the Fairy Tail guy.
Wow.
Remember him?
Created a monster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I saw him in the library today, and they just got Attack on Titan, and he nearly fought me for the 2 volumes because I got there before him. He literally did. He was like about to fight me to get those Attack on Titan volumes.
Okay, that would be like probably in the top 10 anime manga like of all time.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Ennis reads
He's a Fairy Tail fan.
Yeah, Ennis reads mangoes versus Fairy Tail guy, who's also probably the Death Note stealer. I just realised that. He's probably the Death Note stealer.
Hey.
Him and
Dog comes back.
are like just working together. And
Just starting to sound like a whole anime, like an whole anime arc where you're slowly connecting the pieces like Death Note. You're like, hold up. Maybe the Death Note guy were the friends we met along the way. I was like, bruh. It'd be funny.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's not. But then there's so I got a lot of people into Tokyo Ghoul, and in the library they had Tokyo Ghoul Volume 3. Well, when I was reading Tokyo Ghoul, I got to Volume 3 and they didn't have it, so it wasn't a big deal. They ordered it again. So then I think they ordered 2 of it, so they had 2. I go back today, and somebody's taken both of them. And I'm not even joking. This sounds like I'm making this stuff up. And I went to the library and I said, have they been checked out? And they've not been checked out. And that just drives me crazy. So the librarian's gonna have to order, or the library, if it's budget, because libraries don't have a huge budget.
They don't.
And they're gonna have to order another Tokyo Ghoul Volume 3. And I just find that so annoying. Like, stop taking books without checking them out. And even if you've made a mistake and you didn't check them out, bring them back. Or see if you've had if I know people have this person who this person who had a book for 3 years, and then they forgot to bring it back, and they were too nervous to bring it back because they were
3 years?
Yeah, they were too nervous to bring it back, and they were stressed out they were going to get in trouble. But I mean, they can't do that much to you. It's a library. You're not going to be put in the dungeon. But anyways, I told them just to bring it back, and they brought it back. They weren't in trouble at all. So see, if you've just got one sitting there, maybe sitting in front of you, maybe it's sitting in the bookshelf behind you, maybe your phone's sitting leaning up against it, or maybe you've hid it in the back of your bookshelf because you never want to see it again. Just bring it back. I'm sure they will be happy to see it. Do you know how many? I went with the librarian a few days ago, and we went through the system to see how many books. This is just the books that have been checked out and not returned. This isn't the ones that have been taken without even being checked out. But guess how many books have been checked out and not returned?
200?
1,000.
Holy crap, that's a big library.
I know, 1,000 books. I'm not even joking. It was 1,000 books have been taken out of the library and not returned, and these are just the ones that people have checked out. There's loads that people have just taken, like the Death Note 1 and 2, Tokyo Ghoul Volume 3, and Naruto Volume 3. A lot of things that people have just taken. They've just taken out and not told anybody. 1,000.
Okay. Wow.
But it is a pretty big library, so it probably hasn't made a big dent, but it still really annoys me. Just think about how much 1,000 books cost and how much you can get out of 1,000 books. How many people could enjoy those 1,000 books? But no, they're probably sitting in some person's bookshelf, or getting destroyed in some person's bag, or behind their bed. I don't know, but it just really annoys me. And then, sorry, what were you going to say, Inks?
I was just gonna say, I think now is some evil organization out there, with the Death Note guy, the Fairy Tail guy, probably some other guys out there.
Yeah.
And their main purpose is to basically torture our poor humans.
Yeah. No. It's just gonna be. It's like this underground society. Innes reads mangas versus all these people. But and then
like each one has a story arc.
And I gave the librarian a recommendation to get Dr. Stone, so they got the library got like Dr. Stone volume 4 or 5, and somebody took out volume 1, and this isn't one where they stole it. They brought it back like a few days later, but they had not looked after it. They had rammed it in their bag. The cover was like folded. There was a big chunk of the corner was like folded, and it was like dented, and it wasn't like terrible, but they had not looked after it, and I can't do that. If you're the first to take it out, or even if you ever take it out, just please look after it. I don't even know. Today I took out Attack on Titan volume 1 and 2, as I said, I'm pretty sure, and like I put them in a safe spot so they wouldn't get destroyed, and obviously they're in their plastic pockets, and then I'm very careful with them because I don't want to destroy them, because I want other people to be able to read them and have the same experience without like the pages falling out and the spine like all cracked and the cover ripped. Because I find that unfair. That is one problem with library, because you get the people that go to the library because they really appreciate books, they appreciate manga, they appreciate the atmosphere, like just the whole place. Then you get the people that just like go there because they're bored, or they're looking for one specific thing, and they maybe take a few other things, but they just don't appreciate it. They take what they want, they don't look after it. I mean, in a library, it's just meant for that, to take what you want, take what you need. But the people that just don't care, they chuck it in their bag, they bring it back like 2 weeks once it's 2 weeks overdue. It's the people that just don't care about libraries. It's like they have an infinite budget. They don't.
Really sad sometimes. Like one of my coworkers were talking about it. They were like sometimes when a brand new book comes in, they're like, you can tell if the book's not coming back, right? Because someone's gonna steal it. But like,
yeah,
it's sad.
I
like talking about like books coming back with like mold and like bugs and like bodily fluids. It was like
there's a Fairy Tail volume that somebody's clearly left in the sun. So it goes Fairy Tail 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So all the covers are like burgundy, and then this one spine's gone like purple or blue, like kind of whitish colour, because it's been left right in the sun. So somebody sat that in direct sunlight, and it's or something like that. It's complete. I don't know what they've done to it, but it is gone. I'll take a picture of it or something and send it to you. But it's gone from being burgundy to like purpley white. It's horrendous.
That's how you take care of a manga. That's how you take care of a book. You have to give it sunlight and water for the day. He's doing it.
Yeah. Please don't actually do that. Don't go to your library and
please don't.
see. No, do you know what? See.
Okay, so if you water your manga and give it sunlight, then a manga tree might be where your manga book used to be.
Do you know what?
I wouldn't do that though. It may grow. It may be if you water it too much. It may be overgrown.
Yeah, like the Overgrown Manga podcast.
Yes.
But do you know what?
That's how we three came into life. Someone planted some manga.
Do it with your own manga, but not with a library manga. But I really can't get over that 1,000 books, and it sounds like I'm faking that, but I 100% promise you 1,000 books. It is a really big library, and she didn't say how long it could. This could have been over the past 10 years. I don't know how long it's been. I didn't really check that. This is just, we just went in into the system and seen how many are overdue, and this is just the ones that have been signed in. But I usually take my book out and return it the next day or the next time I'm in the library within the next few days, which I'll probably do with Attack on Titan, because I'm like half or 3/4 through it, so I'll probably after the podcast try and finish it so I can return it as soon as possible and get the next few volumes.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for the library, then I would have never found like one of my top favorites of like all time, is Death Note and Beck, and yeah.
Funny thing, talking about Death Note. Did I ever tell you about the story how there was Death Note in the library, and there was like volume 2, and I was going to take it out, but then somebody stole it. Somebody stole the Death Note. I don't know.
Think you've told the story before.
Oh, you haven't.
Oh well, somebody stole the Death Note just before I got it. Wow, I still feel that pain. I went today and I searched. I just went through asked the librarian to go through the system one more time. Because she's got it all on the computer.
How many times you asked for the librarian to go through the system?
like on the computer. There's like a little that tells you everything that they've got, and she says it's supposed to be there, so somebody's taken it, and it's just I'm gonna have to buy it now. And I was gonna buy
volume 2 though.
what?
Only volume 2.
They took volume 1 and 2.
Oh, those monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just volume 1. I thought it was just volume 2. Like, oh yeah, that's sort of fine. No, they took volume 1. You know, throw them on there with like the pile of burning fairy tale volumes.
Yeah. And do you know what they've got in the library? The Shaman King singles. Like, I'm pretty sure they've got all of them. Yeah, they're not looked after. They're all yellowed and completely bashed. That makes sense. They've had them for a long time, but they're all like bashed up and destroyed and like kind of ripped.
I remember you talking about that. You were saying like, you were like, can I please have them? You were gonna like ask them.
And then another library near me. This is my like really local one. It was a bit of a drive. They have. I don't know if these are out of print. I've just heard about them, like 20th Century Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got them. Okay, well, will I go into what I think about what other ways you can read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, as Manga War said, he said about going to libraries, which I definitely agree with.
You should.
I'm sure you've got a local library. If you don't, well, that's a wee bit sad actually. But moving on, I'm sure you do. And if you can go there, I would definitely go check out. Not all libraries have a manga section. If they do, not all libraries have a big one. Like my local one do have a good one.
If you don't have a local library, go to your other local towns.
Yeah.
Usually they'll allow you to use their books with just like with more restrictions because you're not from that county or town or something like that.
Yeah, and I think usually if you're near any big cities, I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure if you're near any big cities, a lot of them have big libraries. You can go and a lot of them have manga. I've seen before, and obviously digitally, as Ink said, digitally. No, you don't get the same experience, but it's still amazing. Like if you can, as I said, if you're not in the financial position to be buying manga volumes, then really it doesn't matter. Just read digitally. Use the Shonen Jump app, $1.99 a month, and if you can't afford that, I mean, you know what I'm thinking. So there is probably other ways as well. You know, if you've got a friend like another guy I know.
Get off your friend.
Yeah, well, that's another guy. So I've got another friend who's into manga, and then she's also got a friend who likes manga, but I don't think he doesn't buy it. I don't know why he doesn't buy it. I don't know his financial position or anything. It might not just be that. He just might not want to buy it, but he borrows it off my friend, and I think he does look after it well. So I think he's into like what's it called? Well, Assassination Classroom. Don't know how I forgot that.
Nice.
He's things like that. So he borrows that off my friend, and which is also another way. If you've got a good friend and they don't mind sharing it, obviously, that's one way. I mean, maybe if you're walking in the street and you see a volume of manga sitting there crying, wanting you to pick it up. I mean, you know, you could always do that.
No, don't pick up the volume on the ground. That's probably because one of the owner of that volume is probably letting it sunbathe for the day.
Or if you ever see a wishing well, throw a coin in and wish for a magic volume of manga. That's also a joke. But libraries, digital, and maybe if your friend has some manga, you know, maybe borrow off them. But well, that's all I've really got to say for that bit. We could move on to well, do you want to talk about ways you can maybe get comics other than just buying them?
I mean, it's the same way. I went for the library.
Well, yeah, I've got a few
Trade
ways.
backs though, technically. Trade paperbacks, you can do that.
Yeah, well, I think a good way to get comics. So comics can be quite cheap. You can get them online. My local library has comics. I'm very lucky. They've got
like the singles.
Yeah, they've got comics from like the 80s and 90s and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
I know but they don't allow you to take these out. You're only allowed to read the comics in the library because obviously they'd get destroyed in people's bags.
Oh yeah.
But they're not something necessarily need to take out. So we've got those. So your library possibly. There's less chance of them having comics though. Your local.
Oh, hold up! I just realized something. Ines, you're always saying you wanted some like comic recommendations, right?
Yeah.
How about you send a list over to me later on when you're at the library? I could give you the recommendations that are at the library.
Huh. Yeah. I'll do that. They've got a lot there actually. It's like a big pile, and I'm surprised 'cause I don't think many libraries actually have comics. Maybe they do.
It's like mine definitely doesn't have it, and the ones near me don't have it.
Yeah, I know the
It's
ones.
like- I believe it's because it's like destroyable. So like.
Yeah. Your local comic shops usually sell comics for a good price. Well, a lot of them do. My local one certainly does. If you're able to, some of them can be really cheap, depending on what you're buying though. Some of the older ones can be a bit more expensive, like £3-4 sometimes. Don't know what that is in dollars. But
$6.
well, it's not really bad, but comics are another just great medium. I think you can enjoy them just as much as you can enjoy a volume of manga. In my opinion, it's obviously much shorter, which isn't bad.
And you can still read them online too, so you still got that option. If you want to go that way.
And you can also have a lot of new smaller ones because if you use webtoons, as we said.
Webtoons also has comic books too. And I feel like
Yeah.
I'm not
Wait,
really sure on, like
am I saying that?
online comic books? Like there's a lot more online comic books than there are like online manga. Like if you want an older series that's a little bit lesser known, it's more likely going to be on the internet on one of the websites than a lesser known manga.
Yeah. Have I just got that wrong?
Legally. Legally. That's your quote. Legally. Illegally. Yeah, you're good. You're good. It doesn't matter. But we do not. We could wait. Scanlations are bad. Trash pile. Bad thing. Police officer, please don't shoot me. But no. Yeah, just ignore me. Just keep going.
So, am I saying you do get comics or webtoons? Don't you, or am I wrong?
No, you can.
So things like that, getting comics digitally, I think that's really cool. Where you can get comics where it's I don't know how to explain it. By smaller creators, where you can just like something like. Do you know how you get fan fiction sites? Well, something like that where you can not necessarily a fan fiction comic, but where you can write your own small comic, like something like One Punch Man was originally, and just post it. And so it's basically your own original thing. And they don't need to be really high quality. You can just post them online. Anybody can see it, and it's just. I find that that's a great concept. I think you can do that with manga as well. As I said, One Punch Man was one that was done. I think that's really cool.
Nuzlocke, the Pokemon like craze or whatever, like the Pokemon like thing started as a webcomic, and if you've read it, like the first version of it, Generation 3, is like artwork is dog turds, like in a
I have
very
to
good,
check that one out.
very good like type of dog turd though. It's like it's charming. You've never read the original like Nuzlocke comics?
No, I have not.
Oh, you're missing out. They're really good. He did one for Gen 3, and I believe he's still working on Gen 5, like 7 years.
That's
But his
like
artwork-
probably another good thing about the whole online thing. It's that now you have like these different creators are like able to get their stuff out there.
Yeah, like maybe if it wasn't for this, they might not get a chance to do that.
They're still on Pokemon White. I'm on the website right now. They're still on Pokemon White. Oh crap! It's the same one from so long ago. Dang, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, they don't keep up with it as much as they used to, but still solid, especially the original. Hey, like ugly charm to it.
Yeah,
I'll definitely have to like check that out because when it comes to Pokemon, it's like I enjoyed the anime when I was like younger, but now as this kind of annoys me, so maybe I'll like the manga a bit better.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I understand where you're coming from. Well, as we were, I just that randomly came up. This is I don't know if many people actually do it, but see in the comments if you have any like episodes you'd like us to do, just as while I remember that, just tell us in the comments because we have got like quite a lot of ideas, but I just don't know. Well, we're not 100% sure like what you would want to see. So if there is anything in particular you'd like to see, then please tell us in the comments. That was a bit random. I just thought I should say that.
I mean, we could wrap up now. I mean, we're just kind of rambling on at this point.
Yeah.
What was the title? What was it? Yeah. Well, I was just about to say I could go on.
There is one more thing I could say about the whole digital thing, and that's like it's mostly like a try it before you buy it. That way,
Yeah.
you're
Mhm.
not gonna be wasting
Oh,
money
yeah.
on a physical volume that you may not like.
That's
So,
quite cool. So I don't know if you came up with that, but I've never heard that before. Try before you buy.
You haven't? Yeah, it's a pretty popular phrase in the States, I would say.
yeah,
All America.
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 Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Inks. That's definitely.
Alright.
Well, I just want to quickly before we wrap up, Inks at the time of recording is at 98 subscribers. Just go get there to that triple digits. Go get Inks to 100. Yeah, come on, Inks is
Please.
2 subs away. See if there's 2. Like if you're just sitting there and you haven't subscribed to Inks, then just Inks really deserves the 2 subscribers. So the 2 extra, because just
Yes.
get Inks to the triple digits, guys.
All I
I'll
need
never-
is 2 subscribers, and I'll be able to eat. With only 2 subscribers, you can help 4 inks
Yes.
eat 1 meal a day.
I thought you were talking about subscribers for a second. Like, eat 100 subscribers.
Oh,
I
but
mean, I would. Just give me like some salt, pepper, and like some garlic powder. Call
Let's
it a
go.
day.
Let's
Run
go.
away, run away.
Folks.
run away, all
Aren't
Inks.
we subscribed to him, Innes?
Oh no, run away, all Inks subscribers.
Crap. Yo, oh crap, I gotta go.
So yeah, just it would be so cool to see Inks reach those triple digits. So
Yes, I will never beg for subscribers for myself, but my YouTube homies, that's a different story. I
yeah,
will
I am not
get
the
on my
exact
knees.
same way.
Please get them to triple digits.
anyway, so Inks, well, that's everything I want to say. So you can, if you want to wrap up, then that's fine. Is there anything else you want?
Alright, well. Okay. So,
Is-
I guess thank you guys for joining us, and I hope you guys have a nice day. And I don't know, maybe recommend like some good manga, some good comics that
Yeah.
we can check out.
Yeah, in the comments, we'll definitely read them.
I'm gonna like.
Oh, and like your favorite way to read manga, comics,
Mm.
Stuff like that.
I'm still working on my 30-day challenge for about 2 months now. So any new recommendations would be nice. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we'll see you next Thursday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.